Hey guys, it's your boy Big Wheel Dog 82 in the soil, and today is my harvest of my bucket of potatoes. This will be my third bucket that I've done this season, and although you guys didn't see it when I did the other two, this one I wanted to save and record just for you guys. So hopefully we're gonna have an epic harvest in this container, and I just can't wait to see what's in it because I've been sitting there eager to do it, but I wanted to give it enough time to let it sufficiently die down, or die back I guess, before I harvested. Didn't want to pull them too early, since this is the last harvest that's going to be having of these potatoes this season. So let's take a look at what we've got, and then let's get to the harvest. So here is my potato plant, and as you can see, it's all dried up. The leaves are all dying off. Yes, there's still some green green foliage there. I gotta handle that. But other than that, there's still some green foliage here. And other than that, that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you closer. We're gonna pull this in, and we're gonna go ahead and start dealing with the pulling of the spuds. And looky who we have here in my potatoes. This is not a tomato, but yet we have singular hornworm. Well, buddy, you're about to get off of here anyways, because I'm getting ready to harvest these spuds. But yeah, people, if you got potatoes, watch out for the hornworms on them too. Okay, now that the whole plant is more civilized and cut down, now we can go ahead and get to the rest of it. So first thing I'm going to do is start taking off the straw and put it into this bucket, because I don't really want to mix all this stuff up. You see all this grass? This has to come from the stupid straw. There's no way that there's this much grass seed that popped up in my compost that I put in here. Oh well, let's just go ahead and just do it. Put a real nice thick layer too. See, so there's no way. Oh, we're already seeing spuds. We're not there yet, but we're gonna get there here soon. Spuds. Alright, almost done. That's it. Now the next method, the next thing we're getting ready to do, if you've seen my revitalizing a container for new plants, that's basically what we're going to do. So it'll look familiar, and the process that I use for my buckets, resetting them, is the same exact thing as I use for my potatoes. Because I really don't, I want to make sure I get even the smallest potatoes that are in here. I want them all out. So alright, now that most of the straw is gone, I'm going to transition to where we're going to do this at, and let you guys see what I see on top, and then get them in the shade. Okay, now we're up here at the table for the most part, and you can see what I'm seeing. So look at this, right on top. Look at these spuds. There's some more over here. There's two different types of potatoes in here, because these are just like the last couple that I just had that were in a container, and they were chitting. So I was like, you know what, I don't really know which kind of spuds are in here, but we're going to just go ahead and put every last one of them in and see what happens. So that's exactly what this is. Oh my lord, got another one right here on the top. Thank God I decided to put another layer of straw on this, because this straw here, I mean, it's almost gone compared to what it was. Alright, I think that's all the ones that we have on the top. for the most part. Oh, no, here's another one on top. And see, this is what I'm talking about. These little teeny tiny, see, little teeny tiny ones. I want to get every last one of them out that I can. Another small one. Alright, so now that we've done that, I'm going to flip it upside down and then start working from the bottom to the top. Actually, you know what? Let me clip some of these some more. Some of these are still a little too long. So I'm not. Some people like to grab the stalks and then just pull up and see, ooh, what comes out. That can work. I've done that once or twice. Obviously not with you guys, but by myself. And I tend to like this way that I do it better for a few reasons. Because I can start sifting as I need to anyways, because that's what I'm planning on doing. So I can have that job being done. And typically my biggest potatoes are going to be towards the bottom, so I get to see early. Here's some more that I'm accidentally pulling out. I get to see them a little earlier than if I just yanked up on them. And there's quite a few seed potatoes in here, so let's see. This is probably going to be messy, but I don't really care. I want my spuds. Well, we got one that fell out. Alright, here we go. And there's a colony of roly-polies in here, so I'm hoping that they have not ruined too many potatoes. Alright, I'm going to grab these ones that are on the side. I'll inspect them all later. Oh, see? Like, there we go. Some of that on the sides here. You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to do what my original plan was going to be. Looks like we also got an ant colony. There's another roly-poly colony here. But that's to be expected. I'm going to put my glove on because sometimes there's centipedes in here. And I have been bit or stung, whatever you want to say, by them before. So I'm trying to avoid that. Alright, this is not going to be the easiest now that this thing's so big. But that's okay. And now the potatoes should just start appearing, which they are. I'm just clearing out some more. There we go. Well, there's one. Another. And the downside with doing it this way is you kind of have to work the soil through the sieve as you go, or else it just goes everywhere, which is what I'm trying to avoid. I mean, I guess I could always just throw some of the clumps into the bucket that it came from. But we'll see. See some more spuds. Oh yeah, there we go. Spuds. More spuds. That's a funky one. More spuds. You know, I'm gonna pause here for a second, make sure that everything I'm doing is actually on video, because I've messed up before and not had good stuff on video. So hold on. Alright, I just checked the video and it looks like we're good. I adjusted a little bit, but of course, my luck, in that time my neighbor has decided to start to mow his lawn. Holy crap, this is the very, very first snail I've ever seen in any of my stuff. Ever. Usually I just find slugs. Well, guess what, snail? You can go out there in the yard. All right, so we're gonna press on, and if I have to stop or pause, I will, or I'll just edit out sound. So if the sound dips out a little bit here and there, then that's why. Because we ain't stopping for nobodies. All right, let's go ahead and do this. For me, it's easy to do. I'm sitting down, I'm harvesting, and I'm working, setting up this new pot for another crop, which is going to be my garlic. I'm going to put garlic in these here in a couple months probably. I don't know, if I get a wild hair up my butt or something like that, I might try to pull off a crop before then. What exactly, I'm not sure. I guess I could always do some lettuce or something and get that in here, and then maybe even interplant the garlic inside of the pot with the lettuce in it. I don't know, haven't really thought that far ahead, but this, like I said, is just setting up for another crop in the pot and reusing the soil. Anybody, if you've got ideas that you use, like the itty bitty little ones that almost like pearl onions, but they're potatoes, let me know down in the comment section what you guys like to do with those, because I'm not really sure what I want to do with them. I think I might pull them out, clean them all up to maybe make a pot with, but I don't know. You guys just let me know. And I'm only talking about the teeny tiny ones, like the ones I just pulled out. Like ones like this, they're smaller. Like I said, anything of a harvest, I'm happy with. And this certainly has given me a harvest. That was the first time that I ever saw a tomato hornworm on my potatoes. I get it that they're both nightshades, and they might not care whether it's specifically a tomato, but maybe it's, you know, anything that's a nightshade, maybe that's their thing. Anyways, like I said, you guys let me know too whether or not you've had tomato hornworms on your potatoes. And what's funny too is I've only found one hornworm on my actual tomatoes this year. That's it, one. Alright, I think I might have made this decision. I think that decision is going to be, I can sift out all the soil later on. What's important is just the harvest, and not make you guys watch me sift through this, because this is going to take a while, and I'm trying to speed this up for you guys so you can get on with your day. Alright, be careful when you're stabbing into your soil, because you could hit potatoes. Man, these are some funky looking potatoes. Some of them, well, a lot of them. I don't know why. They'll still eat the same. Alright, is that tomato scab? Or potato scab? Maybe, I don't care. Nice. Alright. Also, for those who have not seen my revitalizing video, it's more than trying to make sure that you're making sure you're getting out everything that could be, especially with something like a root crop. In these containers, they wind up just being so bound up with roots a lot of times that even if you were to remove the top of a plant and then directly plant back in there, amend it or whatever, all these roots are just in the way, and it makes it very hard for a plant, especially a new seed, to dig down into it. So breaking it up like this, it's not a bad idea. It's a complete restart, and you pull out most of the roots, but they break up too, so you're not wasting it. That could be nutrition for that plant, but you're just making it easier for them to get a foothold in that soil. So let's keep going. Yeah, I'm gonna call it for right now. I'm gonna go inside, grab my scale, and then bring it out, and I'm actually gonna weigh these things and see how much we got out of this pot. Let me see if the pot says how big it is, by the way. Nope. Hold on. No, I don't see a weight on it. I'm just gonna say big ass pot. How's that? That works. Alright folks, looks like my mic has died, so we're back to the old way we used to do this. Now, we are gonna try to weigh this. And first of all, let me go ahead and grab the thing of potatoes, because this is quite impressive. Oh Lord. All of these, hold on, let me try to get one. Yeah, all of these came out of that one bucket, that one container. Nice. I cannot complain, and I'm not gonna complain about this. Not at all. My only problem is I do not know if I've got anything big enough to actually weigh these things all in. So we are going to try to do this by loading up this other tray here and see if we can't record what the weights are. So I'm going to read them off anyways, just in case. All right, put this tray on. So we are all in pounds and ounces right now. All right, so let's start loading. I literally got that pot, that container for free from my nursery, from my local nursery. So I advise you guys, if you are needing containers or you want bigger containers, hop on Facebook, see if any of your local nurseries, especially come in the spring, are giving away any free containers, because that's where I got most of my containers that I have now. All right, we've got them all in there, and the final weight is, let's see if we can get this. There it is. There we go. 7 pounds, 3.7 ounces. 7 pounds, 3.7 ounces. That's not too shabby. Like I said, can't complain. So thanks for following along with this journey, guys. Like I said, this is going to be a long one. I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to be once I edit it down, but hey, if you get a container, it doesn't matter whether it's the same size I got, I advise you, if you get the chance, just stick some Spuds in that thing, because it's nuts when you do everything right to get something like this. And like in most of my seed potatoes, for this one, were this size. 6 potatoes this size created all of this. 7 pounds, right now it's, hold on, it's reading 7 pounds, 3.9 ounces. Hold on. Okay, yeah, now it's reading 7 Nah, we're gonna stick with the 3.7 ounces just because it's bouncing around. But anyways, that's over £1 per seed potato. So let's go ahead and send this over to the closing, so I can let you guys get out of here and I can get to editing and storing all these spuds. There you go, guys. 7 pounds, 3.7 ounces from a large tree container pot. That's crazy. I did not expect that. I don't know why all of a sudden this situation worked, because my other ones, I didn't get that big of a harvest. But they were also smaller containers, and I only used four potatoes per, or 4 seed potatoes per container on those two. And I also did not weigh, so who knows? I might have came out around the same. It just seems like more this go around because it's a bigger container with more seed potatoes in it, but that's besides the point. I got a harvest. So, and also we got that surprise hornworm, which I didn't see that coming, so there was that too. So mind blown on the harvest. Now I know to look out for the hornworms on my potatoes as well, and I can't complain. So if you guys are needing pots that size or whatever, like I said, in the spring, get on Facebook, look at any of your big local nurseries, see when and if they're giving those away. Because I know, even though I'm pretty much set, I'm still going to go back and get some more, especially those huge containers that I use for this video. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. As always, I'm your boy, Big Wheel Dog 82, in the soil. And I'm out of here, guys. See you later. Wow. Potatoes, man. In a bucket. 7 pounds.